All right, let's do this. We should be ready. Let's see if this is actually starting up. It is not yet. Do I hear myself? Okay, yes, I hear myself. That's wonderful, wonderful. All right, so we're back at it with Triple Trouble. Whoop. I know last time my stream cut off soon just because I just forced it to shut off. Like I finished what I wanted to say, and I tried to just hit stop stream, and it was taking a bit because this stream is behind the real time. So that's oopsie on my part, but it's whatever. So we're back at it again with Triple Trouble. I wanted to make a note of something before we started, which was that I did go back and I had to fix a couple things with my files because I couldn't skip or do any of the texting scenes that are in this game because I was having a problem on my end, not the mod. It was my end. So I fixed that. So now if there are any scenes where they're texting each other, we will be able to see it. And if I ever need to skip, I absolutely can. Now, as I said before, I did go back and watch the oh my gosh inappropriate scenes, and there were two things to take away. Is one that it was of surprisingly high quality. The people who did it put a lot of effort into it. I don't know if they commissioned artists for it or how that all worked, but they most certainly tried to make it very high quality, lots of detail, for better or for worse. That's all for you to decide, but I found that it was surprisingly high quality because most DLC mods that would attempt to do these things may not have that same type of quality. So I thought that was impressive. Outside of that, it's generally what you would expect in a scene like that. But I will say that afterwards there is a texting scene where you see the phone and they text back and forth, Natsuki and MC, and it's mostly just banter, romantic banter. The only thing that I want to point out about that section that's important to the plot is that Natsuki's boyfriend is still texting her about going on a date and stuff like that. So it seems that they have not broken it off, which is why, of course, this title is Natsuki is a cheater question mark. I know, really gripping you in with that clickbait, I know, but it's mostly to try to see where this is going to go, because obviously the first question that most people who are moral standing will have is if they are in a relationship now, what does that mean for Natsuki's current boyfriend? How is that going to work? I kind of want to know that. Hey, Leonardo. Hey, Foxy Plays. Hello, hello, hello. So that's what I'm thinking about. So that's why, of course, we have that title. Hopefully, uh, it'll end well, but who knows? I'm pretty excited though, so we're just gonna kind of jump right into it. Let's wait for it to start up just a bit. I love that. Let's do bad things together. Yeah, they're doing bad things. Um, I remember I was talking to some other people about this as everyone's kind of started, playing the full thing. Actually, settings. We gotta turn our settings wrapped up on for sure, and then we can load our safe for work scene. So I wanted to point out, I talked to a couple other people that have actually been playing it and watching it, like Yonder, Diverse talked about it a little bit. I don't know, I don't think he's played it. And the thing that was pointed out to me is that every single character has been like a shitty person. And I said, well, that's kind of fair, but I do believe that the mother character is generally nice, and Yuri hasn't done anything wrong, or at least questionable. Uh, so who knows? I've watched your back videos and they were good. Keep up the good work. Oh, well, thank you. I try to do good stuff. So I will say this, well, I am sure this series will show a bunch of characters doing shitty things to each other because your two main characters, MC and Natsuki, at this point are in an affair because Natsuki's supposed to be dating this guy, Kazuha. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. And I don't care how much of a dick he may be, no one really deserves to be cheated on. That's just an immoral thing to do. I talked to Jay Quillen about the mod as well. I asked, because I noticed this without saying it before, but the mom character doesn't have an intro. Every other character has like an intro, but that one, I was just like, was that like forgotten, or is there like, I was like, what happened with that? And he said, oh, we just didn't think it was that important to include it there. We just didn't think of it. Um, so I thought that was just kind of interesting. Hey Bree, Um, and he told me that it's definitely much more. I was pointing, I was like, with everything that's like, it looks so high quality, it's so much more than just smud. It's not just a sex mod. And he said, yeah, I'm glad that you've recognized that because we really put a lot of effort into it. Honestly, and Max are a good couple. Yeah, I'm sure they are a fine couple. So far, they seem good for each other. But the thing is it's like, how many good relationships start out as an affair? Do you know what I mean? Like, that's a bit of a red flag, in my opinion. These people are obviously going to have much more drama and problems, so I'm interested to kind of see how this goes. What did we say here? Because he was just a fucking robot. Hello, Bernard. Oh, hi. My my mind agonizingly splits in every direction possible. Nat will be joining us in a bit. Cool, cool. How are you doing, man? I don't know why I want to do the robot voice. He has no emotion. But he's probably gonna have to figure out these issues out. He needs emotion to an extent. How you doing, man? I find my palms sweating furiously. Pretty good, all things considered. I would love to have an intro for the mom. Yeah, um, my question, he didn't have an answer for it, but I did ask him, if the mom did have an intro, what would the tagline be? They always had like a little tagline, like Carl's was bottom of the barrel. If, um, hello, Killer Sands. If we did have one for the mom, what would you think the tagline would be? It's like, would it just be loving mom, loving mother, mom, always in your business? Like, I don't. Person that warned about the scene. Oh, well, thank you. Pretty good, all things considered. Nice. It's good to see someone good like you have things so good. What the fuck is that? Nice. It's good to see someone good like you have things so good. Like there's a pause. See, not know how to give a cup. You think I'm good? I think you're great. Wait. Is this gonna just turn into like a love triangle between Natsuki, Ibzy, and Kazuya? Like Natsuki, they use, but Natsuki and Kazuya bonded over how much they loved MC, but now it's just turning into a competition to see who could win MC's love first. Every, every part of me is crying out for help, but crying out to no one in particular. That's real cool of you, man. That's great, man. Don't worry about it. So, homecoming's coming up. Yeah, it is. This is a factual statement. Homecoming dance. Oh, the dance you go with girls you like and who like you back. Yes, that is it. That is an accurate assessment of what that is, generally. Great conversation topic, Kazuya. Definitely not a minefield. Is there anyone you want to ask? No, not really. Oh, that's too bad. Yeah. Hey, boys. Babe. Hey, Nat. Hey, senpai. Of course she of course she's openly seductive in front of her boyfriend. This is so bad. No. I swear, even if I was in an affair, I would have been like, bitch, shut the fuck up. You don't do that to him. I don't care what he's done, but he's a human being. He's a human being. Treat him like that. Give him the common decency. Natsuki is not a good person here, and the fact that she's doing this would make it hard for me to believe that MC would just blindly be like, I'll just date you anyhow. But we'll see how that goes. Senpai? I cited myself as my just my nickname for him. That I told you to stop using. My fingers massage my throbbing head. I fucking hate past me. I trusted his judgment, and you know what? It's got me late, so I appreciate that. I do have a question about mods. Is it true that some mods can give you viruses? Um, I'm assuming you mean downloadable mods. This is the only time I've ever downloaded and played a mod. Outside of, I did a playtest for one mod, for another DokuTuber, but that's it. I haven't really downloaded and played mods. It is possible, I guess, if the intention was to be virus filled, but if you're getting it from a reputable source like the DDMC or the DDMC or maybe the DDMC, um, there are different DDMCs now. But anyhow, if you got them from something like that, there is a certain trust that it won't give you a virus because so many other people are using it and openly, and if it does, someone's going to say it like, "Hey, this thing's fucking virus filled," and then the admins, the people who run that, will get rid of it. Uh, so I wouldn't be too worried if it's a trusted site, such as something like that's called like the DDMC for either Doki Doki Modding Club or Doki Doki Modding Central. Either or should be fine. Uh, when worried about viruses, but I'm not the expert on this. I do not know what mods would or would not give you virus. If you have something on your computer to protect against viruses or to detect viruses, that's always something just to have in case, and they can check over some files. Uh, that's what I would suggest. But generally, if every other person in the world's playing the same thing and you're getting it from a reputable source, the comments are all like, "Yeah, this is normal," or they're commenting about the mod, I think that that would mean it would be safe. Like if you wanted to play Exit Music Redux, if they have a website for it, the creators are there, I would trust that. I don't know, use your context clues to be safe on the internet when downloading anything. Uh, it shouldn't discourage you from downloading things. You just have to do your research a bit and try to use your context clues. If things look a little shady, if you're clicking on ads a lot, things like that, they might be virus filled. They might be trying to get you to click things that you're not supposed to be clicking. I go in from Reddit and go from there. Yeah, Reddit should be a fun place. I think both DDMCs have a Reddit that you can download source these things from, so those should be safe, because if they're not, someone's going to say something. There's no way you're going to be the first person to ever experience that problem. And if you are, then of course please let everyone know. I haven't heard of that though. I'm sure it's possible, I just haven't heard a case of it. But then again, I'm not a huge, like, this is the first time I've ever been like playing a mod. I've just never really done it. So I'm very new to this. So I'm sorry that my answer is not all that great. What I don't appreciate, okay, what I don't appreciate is the situation I'm currently in. Because he's just sitting there across from me without a care in the world. Meanwhile, Nat is just openly flirting with him like the last 2 weeks didn't even happen. Renurk, I'm glad you joined us for lunch today. Sure, it's fine. Sari's been missing since September, so I don't have much of a choice. Since, oh, from a month what the fuck? Hold on. Forget this whole affair thing. It's October, isn't it? So we're saying like just a general like 2 weeks to a month has passed, and no one knows where Sayori is. This is some Doki Doki Gone Missing right here, boys. This Sari was the first one in my series. Sari's the first one here. Next one is gonna be Natsuki. That's just how it's gonna go. That's my prediction now, because it's gonna copy me, right? I'm so egotistical, boys. But we should be focused on that much more. The Sarah's a close friend. She's been gone for weeks, and you're more worried about this situation. Like, I wouldn't be fucking around. I'd be like, where the fucking hell is she? I'd go to a police station and report it. I mean, oh lord, missing. What happened to her? I just can't find her during lunch. It's been a month of this, so. Oh, I thought she was missing. Never mind. You're an idiot. I'm not an idiot, Nat. Ooh. Oh my gosh, look at her fucking biting her lip. Ah. Okay, I don't know how I like that, but I'm more focused on like but if you don't know where she is, you can't contact her, you can't go to her house and find her, then yeah, I would at that point, if you seriously just cannot find her, then you should report her missing. That's just safety. Even there's no problem for you to call 911 and say, I don't know where she is. She's not answering her phone. She's not at her house. I can't get her to answer the door at the house. I don't know what's wrong. So can you please go to this address for a wellness check? Police officers do that. Also, I just joined your Discord server. Maybe if I have more questions, I can go to you. Will that be fine? You can try, but I don't know if my answers will be as up to date as others, but I'll try to do my best to help as when I can. Anyhow, I feel like this is a big important aspect of. I would have been worried about the missing, but whatever, drama. Kazuya and I both share a quick, dumbfounded glance before returning to our respective lunches. Anyway, that's why I'm here. We don't mind you being here at all, right, Nat? I don't know about that. Bernard's kind of annoying. Be quiet, you. No one asked for your opinion. He asked. Nat rubs Kazuya's arm as they both chuckle at my expense. I don't know how you put up with her, Kazuya. Well, I don't know. You seem to put up with me just fine. D- did you? The wink sends a cold shiver down. Like, bitch, I will Super Saiyan punch you to the next fucking room. Will you shut the fuck up? You can't be doing. I would literally leave. I'd be like, you know what? Actually, I would rather not. I'm sorry. I'm not doing that. No. Kazuya, we slept together. That's cheating. That's an affair. You guys should talk about it. I don't feel comfortable with this. I shouldn't have done that. I apologize. I'm horrible. Uh, but she's flirting with me, and I don't feel comfortable with that. I'm not gonna lie to you. You don't deserve to be cheated on. I'm so sorry. Bye bye. Like, that's fucking. I look down at my food, seeing the juices of the tomato ooze all over my sandwich. Memories of the last week begin to freely flood in. I try to shake it off. For a moment, I could have sworn I saw Kazuo stare at me. Are you doing all right, Bernard? You seem nervous. Yeah, I'm good. Just thinking about class stuff. Oh yeah, the upcoming history project, right? Uh, oh, yeah, that. Not to mention some other class assignments. I understand how you feel. Yeah, right, Mr. Valedictorian candidate. Well, I'm up to my eyeballs with homework for English, bio, and comp sci. I don't even know where to start. I could help you if you. That's a shame, Nat. I thought you were a multitasking girl. What did I just say? What? What the fuck? Multitasking? Are you shitting me? He's throwing back. Are you fucking in front of him? You guys are horrible. Kazuya's been nothing but nice. Nothing but nice. Nothing but nice. He's so reasonable. Maybe a little overbearing from Natsuki's perspective, but that's a communication problem. Not we should have an affair. Fuck these people. I capped the sentence off with a slight smirk. Oh wow, Bernard. I resist the urge to laugh as I see Nat's face slowly grow a rich hue of scarlet. Kazuya looks over to Nat almost like he's lost a puppy trying to find his bone. Don't mind Bernard, baby. He's just being a dumbass. Your ass is dumb, Nat. Dummy thick, more like it. Nat, that's a little bit inappropriate, don't you think? Come on, Kaz, listen up. We're just messing around. Yes, they are. Yes, they are doing that. Do, mm, it's good writing because it's making me feel angry at these characters. It's good writing because it's realistic. I could see some douchebag people do that to someone. You two are something else, you know that? You know what, Kazuya? I don't blame you to be angry. This is fucked. What's that supposed to mean? I exchanged a glance with Natsuki, lost on what to say next. Ugh, don't worry about it. If you say so, man. I do say so. Kazuya's voice carried a tone of standoffishness that I'm not used to. His eyes peer through me with a steely gaze rivaled only by that of my father. Meanwhile, Nat sits there scrolling through her phone, entirely unaware of her surroundings. Oh, Kaz, what is it? I have to go talk to my bio teacher about those assignments I mentioned earlier. Gotta see if he can give me some leeway on the due dates. Can you come with me? Teachers love it when they see you kiss up face. Kazuya laughs for a moment, but his leer at me remains fixed. Sorry, the biology teacher doesn't like me all that much, so I won't be any help. In any case, I wanted to spend time with Bernurk. You don't mind, right? Uh, no, not really. Great, I'll see you later, Nat. She leans in for a small smidge with Kazuya. Her leaning is strategic, as it also lays out her fine ass right in front of my face. Are you? This is diabolical. This is. My attention fades. It centers itself on the wonderful view in front of me. She finally stands up straight, and with one last cute smile, she waves us goodbye. I don't even. The atmosphere thickens as I finally return Kazuya's unfazed gaze. Hey, Bernard, I just wanted to say that it was nice having you sit with us at lunch again. Huh? Oh, totally, man. That's fun to hang out with, and you're a pretty nice guy. Right. Do you guys hang out a lot? Uh, yeah, sure. You hung out a while ago, right? Well, you're probably one of her closest friends, right? I don't know about that, but we're friends. Kazuya gets up from his seat to take the vacant one next to me. Any friend of my girlfriend is a friend of mine. I am teeter-totter because tone is whatever I make it to be, and I almost want this to basically be Kazuya and Natsuki fighting each other over MC, because that would be the twist that I would love. I would imagine that. This is like, I think you're real special, MC. Like he just like puts his hand on my thigh and we're like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing. That's pretty good. Being friends with you doesn't seem that bad. I'm glad that you see it that way. As your friend, let me tell you something. Oh, this is what it is. It's okay. Intimidation. Okay, I get it. Kazuya leans in while gripping my shoulder so tightly that it might crumble like a piece of paper. I see what's going on here, Bernurk. I'm not stupid. I'm not really afraid of pointing it out either. Pointing what out? I see how you've been looking at her. I see your weird little inside jokes and sly smiles, which aren't very subtle, by the way, and it's starting to look like there's more between you two than I'm comfortable with. I think you're a great guy, Bernurk. So I'm only going to say this once. Stop looking for trouble. Next time, I might be in such a generous mood. That reminds me of Batman Arkham City, when Hush and Batman first meet, and he leaves, saying, "Pray we do not meet again. Next time I may not be in such a generous mood." I roll my eyes at his theatrical display of bravado. He snaps his finger in front of my face, commanding my attention. My heart starts to race as this primal fear of battle starts rising in me. Every part of me wants to come out and say something, but what am I supposed to say? I've been having sex with his girlfriend? That should have a question mark on it. This should have a question mark on it. So what am I supposed to say? Question mark. I've been having sex with his girlfriend? Question mark. Exclamation point. Oh, sorry. If that fact ever came out, he'd kick my ass. Probably. And you probably deserve it too. I take a deep breath and say to myself, play it cool, man. Sure thing. I'll try. That's what I like to hear. I knew I could count on you. Kazuya flashes me a fiercely bright smile as he gathers his belongings and exits the cafeteria. Does he have his phone out? What is that supposed to be? Okay, bye. I don't like to make promises I know I can't keep. This is going to be a long year. If you would just stop, why do you have to use it as an affair? Why does it have to be an affair? Is it that impossible for you to say to Natsuki, look, I like being around you. I like messing around with you and stuff, but I would want something more. I would want a relationship. And generally, I'm not going to have sex with you anymore until you end things with Kazuya. If you want to be with me, that's great. I want to be with you too. But I'm not going to screw him over because that's wrong. That's seriously messed up. It looks like the iPhone 15 Max. Yeah, I'm sure that's the thing we should be taking away here, guys. Oh my gosh, look at how he's got the new phone. Jesus. MC needs to talk to Natsuki about this. It makes that simple ultimatum. If she says no, that's great. Fine. We don't have to worry about it anymore. I'm not saying that he need because to instigate a fight is one thing. I mean, Kazuya would be the bad guy in that no matter what happens because he's making himself into a bad guy. You should never fight people like that. Um, that's not the right thing to do here, but he kind of deserves it. MC deserves to get beat up for what he's done. Natsuki deserves that to an extent. Quotation, they deserve that. They deserve more. They deserve to lose what they're looking for. They deserve to lose social standing or relationships. because of what they're doing, because it's so morally wrong. And Kazuya should not have to threaten. He shouldn't do that. Instead, what I would do, any reasonable person should just say, if you're cheating on them, I'm going to if you guys are having an affair, I'm going to find out and I'm going to tell everybody. I'm not an idiot. So make your choices very wisely. That would be my threat because I don't want to waste my time with someone who thinks it's okay to cheat. Um, I'd rather have that exposing or whatever. But I wouldn't even say anything. If I really thought that was happening, I'm not going to try to stop it. I'm going to try to expose it because no one else should suffer the same fate of being cheated on. But whatever. My mind lays empty in the middle of the hallways. An entire school day has passed and I still haven't had a coherent thought. Panting echoes through the hallway. The feeling of dread chases after me while I'm too caught up with my catching my breath for how long I've been running from it. What am I thinking? I got laid. A lot, actually. Why am I getting all edgy? I'm not a virgin. That's a cause for cel. No, it's not. It's you're way. I mean, yeah, high schoolers would say that, but like, it's really not. You're way. This is not worth it. Ignore the violent threat you just received and focus on all the pussy you've received. Ah, glass half full and all that. I poke at my side interest with futile attempts to comfort myself. I look down and find the only person bold enough to violate me in such a manner. Hey, you loser. Hey. Come on, dummy, don't act like you're not happy to see me. That's your job, right? Nat glomps down on my arm and takes it prisoner, her small body pressing itself into my side. You're damn right. Nat, what are you doing? Relax, tough guy, there's no one here. What if Kazuya sees you doing this? Don't worry, he's in a club meeting on the other side of the school. Just to be safe, I pull myself away from Nat to create some distance. Still, I don't want people getting the wrong idea. Dude, what is going on with you? I run a hand through my dreads as I take a deep breath. I had a pleasant chat with our dear friend Kazuya after you left. Apparently, we were a little too cute at lunch today because he thinks you and I are getting a little too close for his liking. And I don't feel like meeting the business end of Kazuya's fists if you catch my drift. Oh, well, okay. That's one way to put it, but I'm glad he's being honest. Yeah. I lean onto the wall while cradling my head into my hands. I'm starting to question what we even are at this point. Hey. Small slender fingers tenderly stake up and down my arm. You don't hate what we are, do you? I don't even. Yeah, I guess his response is good. It's just like, I don't even know where we are, but I hate that we're doing this to Kazuya. He's not a bad person. He might be an asshole who's willing to be violent, so that makes him bad. Like, I think that him being like, I'm just going to beat the shit out of anyone who does that, I think that's a bad reaction. I think that's a good way to end up in jail because it doesn't. Because you know what isn't illegal? Cheating. Having an affair is not illegal, but beating someone up for cheating is illegal. That's assault and battery. So, pick your battles. Don't be a dumbass. If there's anything to learn from this, it's like, yeah, you can get all mad you want, but like, don't get yourself in prison. That's just letting them win. We're friends with certain benefits. The mother of all mixed signals lights up in me. I'm not sure whether to feel satisfied or terrified. What about Kit? You keep asking that. You keep ignoring that. He's the elephant in the room. It's bullshit. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true, but it's like you keep asking that, you keep ignoring that. Do you not realize that you've put yourself into a very, very difficult situation? I am not going to continue whatever this is just to get myself beat up by some raging violent maniac. If you want to be in a relationship with me, that's great. I'd love to be in a relationship with you like that. If you don't, that's fine. You have the right to choose, but you have to choose. You don't get just to fuck whoever you want. This is your life. You have to make a choice. You want to be with him? That's great. I can respect that. You want to be with me? That's great. You need to leave him. But you have to make a choice. I need to really think on it because you can't just keep going back and forth on this shit. That's ridiculous. He's just an errand boy. And senpai? No, you don't. No. No, no, fucking no. Jesus. Boy. Like, I don't know if I want Kazuya to beat his ass or not. I don't want him to do that because then that means Kazuya's going to go in jail, and he shouldn't have that happen to him. He's being totally screwed over here, and I feel bad for him because that's super fucked. Natsuki's completely disrespecting Kazuya. It's just a human being. She doesn't value him. She just wants the attention. That's the only reason I can think why she wouldn't leave him. Is that she just wants the validation and attention of having a boyfriend like Kazuya, a valedictorian. I don't know. Fucking. And suddenly lifted under her skirt, placed firmly on the pillow of an ass. She's barely centimeters away as the lust in her eyes melt through my defenses. Do you want to keep going? It's up to you. I, my hand falls deeper into the symphony of sensations that is her amazing body. The tender rub of her slender fingers find themselves lower than before. Her minty, fruity breath prints itself onto me as the world around us disappears in a fog. Yeah, I want to keep going. Good. You should put a catch on that. It's like, yeah, I want to keep going when you leave Kazuya. Because this is bullshit. He's being strung along. This is fucked. Or I'm being strung along. Either way, someone's being strung along and it's super fucked. She nonchalantly walks towards the club while I'm standing stunned, still gathering my bearings. I eventually follow her, trying to catch up where she's at. Nat, what do you need now? Did I get you all riled up? Do you want to go somewhere private or something? I know a place by the auditorium if you want. No, not what I meant. Wait. We can do that? I love. No, that's not what. Wait, we can do that? I love that line delivery. No, that's not what I'm. Wait, we can do that? Fuck yeah. Her dubious smile nods back. No, not important. Jeez, you told me about your, you know, dad. Hey, ixnay on the ade, will you? I'm just wondering if you want to talk about it, or if I want to talk about it, I'll tell you, alright? It's just that it's a big deal, Nat. This stuff putting you in real harm. I can't help if you need, or I'll tell you, alright? Alright? Alright. Don't worry, I trust you. If I need anything or anything happens, they'll be the first one to hear. I relent to her as we finally reach the club room. I hold the door open for her, letting her walk in for. Like, do you see what I mean? It's changed from Kazuya being the first one to know to him. So she seems to have some sort of emotions, but he needs to be a man and put his foot down and say, "You need to choose." Like, I'll fight for you if it comes down to it, because I'm not just going to stand there and get beat up. I'm going to still get my licks in, and I still may lose. But this is fucked. Well, realistically, I wouldn't have done this in the first place. I'd have been like, I'm not doing this unless you have left him, because this is just wrong. This is so wrong. How many times have I said the word wrong in this stream? This is so fucked up. So I walk in, I'm greeted by. I love the sound effects, like the opening and sliding doors. That's a very nice touch. As I walk in, I'm greeted by the familiar smell of ink, paper, and coffee. Oh, Sarah. Oh, look, she's not missing anymore. Okay, great. I was reacting for nothing. I scan the room and see Siri happily talking on the phone, completely distracted. My nose eventually. So she's been missing for 2 weeks, but now she's just here, and we're like, okay. My nose eventually leads me to the steaming cup of coffee next to Monica. Her laptop keys emit a clangorous clacking while she fiercely types away. At least they do until she notices walking into the room. Well, here I thought I'd have to cancel today's club meeting. Busy making out in the hallway or something, you two? Monica's all-knowing stare strikes a nerve in me. Nat, however, remains unabashed. Nice to see you too, Monica. After all, how could we miss coming to such a fun place like the Literature Club? Her passive-aggressive twirl through the room leaves an impression on Monica, who's less willing to speak to us. Glad to know I have such reliable club members like you two. Anyway, I have college applications to fill out, so it's free reading for now. We'll share poems or something when I'm done. Or something, huh? Spoken like a true club president. Shut up, Natsuki. With that, Monica returns her attention back to her keyboard, more interested in their clacking than our babbling. Jeez, Monica's in a mood. Don't mind her, just her usual bull crap. Meet me in the usual spot. Yeah, it sounds good. Anything you want to read? I don't know, surprise me. Nat walks off to the closet to get that something to read. Her skirt swishes around as her hips sway side to side, showing me a view of I've become very acquainted with. In my peripheral vision, I see Sayori waving at me, which frees me from Nat's hypnotic swing. Yo, Sayori. Oh, hey, Bernard. We haven't talked in a bit. Yeah, I know I missed you at lunch today, and yesterday, and the past 3 weeks. Sorry, I was helping someone find his classes. Someone? Was that someone you were on the phone with? She notices her hand is still gripping the phone and quickly slides it across the desk and out of view. You saw that? Yeah? Why are you acting weird? Well, Sari, who is this someone? Sari ears redden as she puckers her lip. Oh my gosh, it's fucking Siri. Hold on. I have my phone. Every time I say Sayori, or maybe if I say it too quickly, my phone goes off. That's happened one too many times. Anyhow, Sayori's ears redden as she puckers her lips, usually a sign that she's hiding something from me. Sayori, it's not a big deal, just tell me. Do you know who Finn is? Finn? Wait a minute. Wait, hold up. Hold the fucking phone. Hold up. Where's my pause? I don't have a pause. Wait. Well, I don't need to do that. But Finn? As in Finn TDK? Oh my gosh, our boy Finn got a fucking cameo. References are... I love references. If you've ever seen any of my mods, you know that I reference people all the fucking time. I haven't made any new characters to reference in a long time. I think I have like one character that's going to come eventually that's going to be brand new. It's happening to me from your voice. Happening to me. Oh my gosh, yeah. Fuck, it's Siri. Goodness gracious. Well, that's cool to see that Finn's getting referenced. I don't know if Sayori is Finn's favorite, but I wouldn't be surprised. I think I've talked to him before about Sayori, so I think Sayori might be his favorite Doki, which would be an interesting thing here as a reference if that really was his favorite Doki, and there seems to be love in the air between the two. That's super cute. I love that. That's a lovely nod. I enjoy that. I rack my head for an instance of the name Finn, but come up blank. Can't say that I do. He's a transfer student I've been helping ever since he came in September. September? It's been an entire month and he still needs help finding his classes? Well, maybe it's a bit more than just finding classes. Bit more? What does that mean? So, you know... Oh god. You can't mean... Yeah... No... Yeah... I really didn't expect this. Why not? I'm cute, I can get guys. Right, I'm not... Are you jealous? No, it's just, you caught me off guard. You're jealous. Okay, maybe a little bit. You're my ex/childhood best friend, so I get to be a little territorial. He's a nice guy, Bernard. You two would hit it off. Sure. Sarah's expression grows more tepid. She slowly approaches me and places her hand on my arms, trying to put me at ease. Are you okay with me and him? Because I really do need you to be okay with it. Your opinion is important to me. Sure, I guess. I don't really know what to say. Dumbasses. Dumbasses, all of them. Anyway, you look like you're also hitting it off with Nat, so... Have hope. Maybe she'll break up with her boyfriend and see you for the treasure you are. Suddenly, I get choked up at the mention of her and start coughing violently. Sari steps back and then immediately reproaches. Yeah, about that. Funny story. What? We're just telling this to Sayori? Are you shitting me? I feel like Sayori's got a reasonable reaction here. I hope Sayori punches him in the face and runs off to tell Kazuya, because this is really fucked. Sayori be the saving grace here. Sayori, just spill the beans. Show them for the human garbage that they are. Siri, stop turning on. Hey, ixnay on the etnay, will ya? What does that even mean? Look, in my defense, she came on to me. That doesn't make it better. Please don't tell her that I told you, okay? She leans onto the desk closest to her, trying to keep herself together. Of course. Thanks. There's a sound so deafening that the only thing we can hear is the muffled sounds of rap coming from Monica's headphones. And here I was scared of telling you about Finn. You've got your own thing to worry about. Yeah, I can't believe she would do this. It isn't like her, like, at all. Maybe, I don't know. She's gonna break up with Kazuya, right? I scratched the back of my neck as I see Natsuki by the closet struggling to pick out one of the books. I don't think she will. Really? And you're okay with that? Yes? Once again, this is the point where you go, are you asking me or are you telling me? Why? That's a good point. Why? I get to have sex, so that's cool. You fucking he needs to get beat up at this point. He doesn't need to get beat up, but I hope that something of bad nature does happen to him to show him that his greed and lust is inevitable to his downfall. I want nothing good for this character. Fuck him. If he gets beat up, I'll accept it. But if he loses all of his friends and even Natsuki in the end because no one wants to talk to them because they're horrible people and all that, then that's what I'm aiming for. Social ridicule. That's what we're aiming for here. This is super fucked. Don't do this shit. You're telling me that you, Mr. I live next to a girl who I was really close to for 15 years and never made a move, cares about sex. Maybe I wasn't into you like that. This was an obvious lie. This was an obvious lie. Renurk, what are you doing? My arms fall to my side as my island reaches for the closet again. A nervous gulp slides down my throat as I try to make sense of it all. I don't know, Sayori. You're not going to do it again, are you? I find myself unable to look Sayori in the eye as my lips seal shut. You can't do it again. It's wrong. I know, but I'm not sure I want to stop. A pair of small hands find themselves over my eyes. I feel a small body fling onto my back, weighing me down. Guess who? Natsuki. Her hands drag away from my face as she leaps off of me, but I still can't shake the feeling of her. For a moment, I thought that was. I immediately feel the cold grip of Sayori's hands around my throat. I thought this was gonna. I thought fucking like Sayori was about to fucking kill him. See, just like you son of a bitch. Don't sound so bothered by it. Sorry, we're just talking about homecoming. I look at Sayori in utter confusion. Shooting me one of our well-trained psychic looks, she signals me to follow her lead. Right, the illustrious homecoming dance. Did you know that Sayori is taking Finn to the dance? I am. You are. Even though this tense situation, a small smile still makes its way onto Sayori's face. I am. Who's Finn? In a single moment, that is what's really going on. Oh, no way! Sayori has a boyfriend? Yeah. I'm so happy for you, girlfriend. Natsuki wraps her arms around Sayori, but Sayori doesn't let her get a good grip. That's kind of weird coming from you. I expected boys are icky or something. I've had a boyfriend for like 2 months. I'm over the whole cooties thing. Sayori tilts her head and stares me directly in the eye. In response, I shake my head in disapproval of her barely covered passive aggression. Oh my gosh. I don't know if there's anyone that I'm friends with enough to cover for like this. Maybe I'm just not a good friend, but my morality would tell me not to do this. Because, I mean, just to blatantly hurt someone like that is fucked. I can cover for someone on something that doesn't matter, like anything outside of human emotions or some shit. But, like, this is fucked. This is so bad. I don't... Speaking of which, are you taking Kazuya to the dance? Duh, like who else am I going to take to homecoming? Bernurk? She begins laughing up a storm, yet me and Sayori maintain our composure. Her laughing peters out as she notices that our moves don't seem aligned with her. Gee, it was just a joke, guys. Don't be so gloomy. Yeah, right. Is this like a jealousy thing? Because I would never make moves on Bernurk. Sayori, I know you guys have history on that, and that would kind of suck. This was an obvious lie. Thanks, Natsuki. I could always count on you. What if she just like fucking gaslit Natsuki and just started acting? What if what if Sari was just like acting like she was having an affair with MC in front of Natsuki to see how she would react, just to fuck with her to make her realize just how fucked her actions are? I don't know, maybe. I can't help but be absolutely appalled by how naturally that came out of Natsuki's mouth. It's honestly terrifying to see her lie so blatantly and so convincingly. For a second there, I even believed her. Anyway, do you mind if I steal them? I found books to read. I don't mind. What about you, Bernark? Do you mind? Seeing Suri with her arms folded and a scrumptious stare puts me under a new kind of pressure. I probably shouldn't go read with her, especially if I appreciate Suri's company, but if I change plans on that, maybe she'll be mad at me. Natsuki starts tugging me by the blazer while I try to give Suri another one of our psychic looks, trying to get her to understand. She surrenders and waves at us, getting us out of her hair. Hey, Jimani. I'm filled with an overbearing sense of regret as Natsuki carelessly drags me to the ground. After for all intents and purposes, a normal session at the Literature Club, our dazed but not confused club president dismisses us without much fanfare. Oh, Bree in here too. Lol, yeah, she'll be monitoring you. Yeah. Sayori's left in the room. She's rushing to pack her bag. Natsuki dashes out of the room with me, leaving her behind. So, wanna walk home together, dummy? The rustling of Sayori's bag, along with her strained grunts, distract me from Natsuki's needly disposition. Actually, I think I'm walking home with Sayori today. New boyfriend trouble, so she comes to her ex? Huh. Makes sense. I have a feeling that it was an ironic comment. It's good that she has a boyfriend, though. No funny business, right? Rich coming from you. Excuse me? Nothing. Yeah, I thought so. I'll text you later, Brunark. Sure, whatever. This is so bad. This is. You guys need to stop. Natsuki rushes away from me, but instead of going down the stairs to the exit, she runs towards the other side of the school. Sarah yawns and stretches as she walks out of the club room. Hey! Her body tenses up the second I speak up, as though she became a statue firmly placed in the doorframe. Hey, wanna walk home together? Sure. Heavy winds continue to push me and Sari back as we make our way down the street. She constantly rubs her arms, trying to starve off the chill. We share another one of our wordless looks and get closer to each other, hoping to warm up. Even though we're closer to each other, there's still a distance between us. About Finn. Tell me about him. He's a nice guy, kind of quiet. He doesn't talk much because he likes to think before speaking. Pretty sure of himself and knows what he wants. From the moment he looked into my eyes, I could tell he was a genuine guy. He genuinely respects me and the people around him, and he wouldn't get caught up in cheating. Okay, I get the message. Sarah, Bernard, you don't need to apologize. I'm gonna apologize anyway. I'm sorry. Thanks. We stopped trying to resist the push of the winds. I should try to talk to her. Maybe she needs help figuring this out. Don't, please. Why not? Natsuki could react differently than you expect her to. Maybe she'll lash out and so? She still needs to hear from someone that what she's doing is kind of weird. Maybe she doesn't need to hear it. I don't get it. Nat's got things going on that you don't know about, and like what? The bed of lilacs by the park come into view as they slowly wilt away in fear of the upcoming winter. Its purple-brown hue brings me a sense of discomfort, but helps me in gathering my thoughts. The kind of thing that I can't tell you about. Did I just see a white shadow by Sherry? Yeah, I saw that too. I was like, what the fuck? It was like a ghost right was right next to her. Look, objectively, he's right to not say anything, but he should look. Being traumatized, beat, or abused does not justify the behavior that she is displaying. It may be an excuse, but excuses don't justify. Excuses are just reasons that you choose to be a bad person. And that's on you to take responsibility for. So even though it'd be like, oh, it's so unfair, well, life will be unfair. Bad things will happen, but you still have to own up for the bad things you do, even if you do it for the right reasons. Uh, so no, don't just say, oh, she gets a pass here. This is bullshit. And I tell you anything. Sarah's arms slowly stop rubbing together for warmth. Okay, but well, what about you, Bernark? Why are you doing this? I know you know it's wrong, and I know you're not stupid enough to be doing it just for sex. Maybe you think too highly of me. Bernard, the one time we kissed, I was the one who had to push for it. You're telling me that the same guy is okay with this whole thing because he wants to get in bed with a girl. It's not just sex, you're right. My arms start rubbing for warmth and the cold wind cuts through me. I care about her. I like her a lot. She's my friend, she's funny, she likes being around me, and she likes me. That's cool, right? It probably helps that she has some spice. You're never gonna let that go, will you? Nope. Our laughter relaxes, and seemingly the winds relax as well, allowing us to move forward comfortably once again. I'm sorry I dragged you into this. Don't be. I'm glad you told me. I know what I'm doing is wrong, but I just want a chance to figure this out, okay? She scratches her head as I look on in anticipation. Okay, yeah, alright. Figure it out. I won't talk to her about it. Thank you, Sayori. Please don't get hurt, okay? I hesitate to reply because I can't possibly find a way to guarantee that. I reply anyway. I won't. I owe you big time. Mhm. Since you do, can you get me some ice cream from the store? Ice cream? In this weather? My tummy wants it. Yep, you got it. I take a left, heading to the direction of the nearest convenience store. Sari doesn't follow my lead, opting to keep walking in the direction of our houses. What's up, man? I'm tired. I want to go home. Get the ice cream and drop it off at my place, please. Fine, fine. I smile from cheek to cheek, happy that I still have Sayori's support despite doing something she doesn't approve of. Therefore, I head to the store and buy the ice cream I was sent to get. After giving Sayori her large bucket of vanilla ice cream, I walk back home feeling exhausted from the day's events. I'm honestly ready to just kick back and relax for the rest of the week. What's my favorite DLC character? Probably Yuri. Typical Sayori. She's not gonna say anything. I don't care. I don't have a single friend in my life, past or present, that I would do that for. I just have no. I am don't care. That's you want to do bad things. You shouldn't tell me about it because I'm gonna do what's morally right for me so that I can sleep at night. Thank you very much. The house key turns in a hole and the door opens, exposing me to a foreign environment. I may try to be secretive about it and try to figure out a way to resolve the situation with the least amount of fighting and anger and any type of real harmful consequence. But I'm still going to make sure it gets out. This is fucked because it can't keep going on. Inside, it's entirely silent. I can barely hear the soft breaths of another person edging me into the living room. Mom? The breaths become more pronounced, but there is no response. I step foot into the living room, only to be greeted with my mom sitting on the couch. Hey, Mom, what's for lunch? Her head slowly turns to face me. The fear her methodical movements instill into me is unparalleled. Didn't get to cook anything today. Oh, so we're getting takeout? No. I can practically see the room fog up as my mother's presence controls the temperature to her personal whim. Knowing that the next couple of minutes will be the closest thing to hell that I'll ever experience on Earth, I try my best to maintain a sense of composure. We're not eating today, are we? No. Your dad and I will. You, on the other hand. Oh, is there a reason, or. Mom's weakness has always been a well timed smile for me, so I try to nervously put one on. She remains unaffected. Oh my god, this is like a fucking Pokemon battle. MC, use smile. Not very effective. You tell me, Bernurk. Why does no one just tell me why they're mad at me? Why do I always have to admit it? Because we like seeing you try to wiggle your way out of it. I scroll through the list of screw ups that might have resulted in this reaction from Mom. I've been pretty good lately. I've been keeping up with my schoolwork, so that's not it. The only thing about it that I've been doing morally is oh no. Is there a chance that your lady friend? Yes. I cleaned her muddy footprints, fixed up the kitchen after our baking session, and you know what this is about. She points to the opposing couch, gesturing to me to take a seat. Someone, someone forgot something. My guess is that if he doesn't have his phone on him, she went through his phone, or she Natsuki left clothes somewhere. It's one of the two things. I don't know. That's my guess. Or I mean, she did come back early. They did say that, right? They said that in the text that I had to go back and go through that inappropriate scene because they did text each other afterwards, and there was context. They said that they couldn't finish because she had heard the mom had come home early or something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll see. How did you even hear about it? A little birdie told me. I reel back for a second as I peel back everything that's wrong with that statement. Who could possibly be this little birdie? Last I checked, Mom isn't one to gossip, so it's not like she could have heard it from Nat's mom, even though she doesn't have a mom. So who could have been the one to tip her off? Wait a minute. Damn it, that's why she sent me to get ice cream. Sayori told you, didn't she? That doesn't matter. Of course she did. And for good reason. She hunches forward with her index finger pointing through me. It's pressure. It's palpable all the way from here. I did not think of that. Damn it. I thought Sayori was. I have a newfound respect for Sayori. She was doing the right thing. Hey, typical Sayori being not so typical, I guess. My faith is restored in at least Sayori. At least she can be a good person. Thank goodness. Like, because I thought she was just going to be like, all right, fine, you just do whatever you want. Thank goodness that was not right. Because that's what it seemed like she was going for. Um, whew. Why would you do something like that, Bernard? Did you even wear condoms? What? Of course I did. Not stupid. I wouldn't go as far as to say that. Mom, I had sex. It's not that big of a deal. That's not what this is about. First off, I told you not to have sex and you did it anyhow. So that's point number one. And two is the cheating. That's a whole other thing. I know boys your age are normally this stupid, and if your dad is anything to go by, throw them under the bus too, why don't you? It's not about that. It's about your morals. My point exactly. I'm with mom on this. I throw my hands in the air, trying to gain control of the situation. My morals? It was consenting sex between two adults. Adults? Yes, adults. What part of that is immoral? The part that includes the fact that she's seeing another boy. Huh, is that what this is about? Why do you care? She sits back into the couch looking me dead in the eye. Because I didn't raise my boy like that. I didn't raise my boy to go along with some sewer rat all because she waved her body at you. Sewer rat? Jeez, Mom, that's really rude. A girl like that deserves a worse label. Mom, it's not like that. Then what's it like? Because all I see is some girl who's trying to drag my son down to her level. I want to carry an explanation for it, but I find that my speech hits a wall whenever I try to elaborate any further. Sensitive details are the only things that come to my mind, but they never reach my mouth. So, what's it like? Mom, honestly, it's none of your business. It's none of my business? It's none of my business who my boy fools around with? Kinda, yeah. As long as you're under this roof, boy, it's absolutely my business. I slump over as my attempts of thinking up rebuttal weighs me down. I want to say something, but anything that'll come out would be beyond disrespectful. My face falls as well, succumbing to the futility of it all. Hey, don't look like that. I'm sorry, but you're kind of scary. Of course I am. I'm your mother. You're not usually this scary because you're not usually doing something wrong. My only response to her is utter silence. She puckers her lips and leans forward again, preparing to give out her judgment. Here's how this is going to go. You're right. You are adults. So that means I can't really stop you. I have stated very clearly I don't approve of the relationship, but I'm not going to treat you like a horny dog and try to pull you away from each other. Because you're an adult, it has to be your choice. But I have one rule, and that is she cannot come into this house. Period. But Mom, no buts. That sewer rat will not come into my house. Understood? Understood. Good. The hum of the heater emanates through the quiet room. I still see her stare at me from the corner of my eye. May I be excused? In a minute. Okay. Your homecoming suit arrived, by the way. Finally getting a strike of joy after this joyless day, I sit up straight. Really? Yep. Does does it look good? It does. Oh. Am I going to homecoming, Mom? Of course you are. Nice, nice. Mom stands up, grabs a hold of her purse, and prepares to leave for work. My stomach irritably growls as I yearn for the food I lost. Your plate's in the fridge. Thank you, Mom. I love you. I love you too, son. After going ahead and eating the generous plate of food in the fridge, I run up the stairs to finally lay eyes on my suit.
Doki doki triple trouble.
Oh, okay. Was there an inappropriate scene that I just missed out? Like, what the hell was that? Oh, okay. Oh no, it's just the transition. I was like, huh? Sorry, give me a moment. Okay. More importantly, what is the right way to handle this from a parenting perspective? Because I like the way that this is drawing this out. I think it's realistic, but is it right? And to an extent, she should have spent more time talking about the morality of this. He says it's none of your business. She says, it is my business. You're my son. Obviously, I've raised you to be a horrible person. Do you understand that? Horrible. You can't think of a response to me other than to try to get me to stop talking to you about it because you know it's wrong. Are you so selfish? Are you so horrible? What did I do wrong? You need to sit down and understand how horrible you are being right now. I don't care if that hurts, but love is tough. And maturing to where you can actually be a good person, that's tough. And you need someone to sit down and tell you how it is. Because it means it's like we could do this all day. I'll go to this kazooie and tell him, how would you like that? Do you think that would end well for you? Do you have any self preservation at all? Is any of this morally okay for you to be doing? Absolutely not. Yet you want me to just to stand there and do nothing? Do you think this is okay? This is an okay thing for you to do? Are you that horrible of a person? I don't even know who you are. You need to stop this. I'm I'm more than just disappointed. I'm astounded. And they can push back all they want, but there will be punishments for acting like that. And it can't. It doesn't have to be just they can't come over. I'd say if you want to be a bad person, bad people don't get certain privileges, such as whatever he likes to do in his free time, stuff that as a parent you would pay for, certain games, movies, whatever, sports. I'd start taking away privileges. I think that that's the only real way to have a difference. It's like if you want to be a bad person, that's totally fine. I can't stop you from being a bad person, but you're not going to be a bad person in my house, which is why she's not allowed to come over. And I'm not going to encourage this by allowing you to have privileges. Privileges are privileges. You earn them. And you don't earn the right to have a privilege by being a bad person. So deal with that. Until you are able to figure out this situation, to either leave her or have her not be dating someone else, you're not getting those privileges back. I would talk thoroughly about what the entire situation is as it stands and what he plans to do about it. Because I wouldn't just say you just need to figure it out. Because I'm a parent. I have to be readily involved in his life, or else he's going to get himself killed because he's a kid. He has no mental maturity here. He needs guidance, and as a parent, it is your duty to give guidance. But that's just my own thing. How do you make your own mods? You for downloading, I don't really know 100%, but you would have to use the original game and the REMPI setting to edit the script. I would suggest looking at the tutorials made by Dretchinox and Combo Dev on YouTube for a better explanation of exactly how to learn how to mod DDLC. Homecoming Tire. Mom wasn't kidding when she said this looks so good. Heck, good is an understatement. I'm digging this orchid brooch. My belt looks badass. I feel like a superstar. I'm ready to do what superstars do. No, they don't have cocaine at this party, so scratch that. I'll settle for a nice woman who will show me a good time. Bernard, get your suited up butt down here. Sarah and her boyfriend are here. Coming, Mom. Without further fanfare, I head downstairs to prepare for my grand entrance. If Finn's here, he better have a sprite, and he better be wearing that damn cap that he wears. He has the Finn cap from Adventure Time. If if he's not, I'm gonna be so sad. Oh my gosh, I'll be so sad if that's not I want him to come out wearing that the head thing because it's like it's just how he is. It's just what you know. That's Finn. There's just no other way to put it. All right, let's see. Mom, don't embarrass me. Before I know it, Mom envelops me in a tight embrace and plants kisses all over my forehead and cheeks. It's as if she's trying to form a barrier around me. Mom, fine, fine. Reluctantly, Mom looses her grip on me and steps back, lessening its protective potential. Auburnook, you look great. What? This is Finn? This looks nothing like Finn. I. This looks nothing. Maybe it's not an actual reference. I think it's a reference, but this looks nothing like Finn. I assume that they had these sprites made custom. They could have made it look like Finn, right? Unless they didn't. If they got it from somewhere else, I have no clue. Point is, this is a stand-in. Finn has been taken over by some alien species. This is like the fucking body snatchers right here. Okay, this is fucked. Finn TDK needs justice. All right, it doesn't. It's not actually that important. I'm just fucking around. Say 30, you look bad yourself. Sarah's dress is eye-catching and not in her usual messy, disorganized way. It is not often I get to see her look so well put together. Sarah, you look gorgeous. Next to her, a small yet formidable-looking man with an awkward smile on his face gives us a small wave. The tension on his slicked back hair as it struggles to stay in form along with the awkwardly tailored look of his suit makes him seem smaller than he doesn't get an intro either. Finn, I'm maybe my connection to Finn TDK is not there, but Finn's like a good friend of both me and Jay Quillen. Like he deserves the intro, guys. This is blasphemy. Only one person in this room has gotten a cool intro. This is blasphemy. This is the only critique I have for the entire mod. Everyone deserves the amazing intro. Goodness. Anyhow, thanks, honey. Honey, all right. Sarah's scarlet face matches his own as they both let out squirrely giggles. So, Sarah, are you going to introduce me to your friend here? Oh, silly me. Bernurk, this is Finn. Finn, this is Bernurk. Oh my gosh, there he is! From distant lands. I retract my earlier statement. I retract my earlier statement. I am totally okay with this. The fact that the tagline is from distant lands makes complete sense, and I'm all for it. It's a pleasure to meet you, my dude. I hear a lot about you. Knowing her, you know more than you should. Ugh, no comment. She pokes her tongue out at me in a flippant manner as she takes hold of Finn's arm. My face gives out a weak smile, even if there's some unresolved tension. Well, I will say that you all look great. I'm looking forward to hearing about your evening when you all come home. At a good time. I'll get that, Sari and Finn. You two make yourselves comfortable on the couch. Who's at the door? Process, however, she stops, leans into me as trying to whisper something. Sarah looks beautiful, doesn't she? I overhear Sarah giggling at whatever she and Finn happen to be talking about. Sure, yeah, if you say it so. That could have been you. Mom, that ship has sailed. I can always come back to shore. She's such a nice girl, especially compared to the other. She's. This is what a mother would do. And I'm glad that she's doing this because she needs to consistently help him learn that Natsuki is not a good person to date right now. Like, be there for her as a friend because she obviously needs someone to be there for her. But whatever this relationship is not healthy for anyone involved. And she needs to be more striking against him on why that is. I mean, I would have expected a robustrous argument, just a huge ramble or sermon about how horrible his actions are, how detestable they are, and she doesn't do that. And that's something I would personally fault her for because even if it doesn't do anything, you can know that you did everything that you could to stop him from being a dumbass. Sometimes you have to watch them fall and be a dumbass because they just want to rebel and do whatever they want, but you still got to let them know that not only do you disapprove, but why you disapprove. Because a huge part of knowing why something is wrong is explaining why it's wrong. I don't think you're born with a sense of morality. You gain a sense of morality, like psychologically studying. You get a sense of morality when like you're like 6 to 10 years old or something. Like really, you can understand earlier than that when you're around 4 years old that something is right or something is wrong. But it isn't until you're a little bit around 10 years old that you actually understand what that means to be right, to be wrong. You can say, yeah, this is right, this is wrong. But what does it mean for this to be right? What does it mean for this to be wrong? Why is that right or wrong? She, as a parent, should be teaching him why what he's doing is right and wrong, not just saying because they're together. Because he obviously, that doesn't phase him. So you need to go into that a little bit more. Mom, really? Alright, hon, I'll let you be for now. With a comforting tap on the shoulder, she finally heads off for the door. Sheesh, what I gotta do to get some peace around here. Maybe not be an adulterous whore, but whatever. You doing alright over there, Bernard? Yeah, okay. Bernard? Yes, Mom? You have some more guests. Sorry, Peace, you'll have to wait a little longer before I can come to you. Judging from the disdain in her voice that only my dad and I are trained to hear, I have decided about who my new guests are. Sets of footsteps grow in volume as my mom ushers the newcomer to the foyer in the living room. Wait, I thought she wasn't allowed in the house anymore. She said, okay, they I thought she wasn't allowed. What is up with that? My eyes bolt open in shock as they confirm my gut intuition. Nat, are you okay? Geez, Sweetie, that looked bad. You should really watch where you step next time. Did you trip me? Heavens no, I would never do such a thing. Nat, knock it off. Sorry about that, ma'am. Here, let me help you up. Okay. Oh boy. Ah. Again? Goodness me. I look away for 1 second and you fell over again. Didn't you know you had two left feet, girl? Thanks for the help, man, but I think I got it from here. Living room is right around the corner. Greetings, everyone. Sorry about that. I hope we're all having a good evening. The collective energy in the room shifts upon Natsuki and Kazuya entering the room. Sari fidgets in her seat as she tries to hide her clear discomfort. Finn rubs Sari on her back in between glances at the newly arrived odd couple. So Finn knows. So Finn knows. Okay, that's what that means. Finn knows. Shit. I kind of turned my attention back to Nat and Kazuya to better grasp why the mood of the room changed. Kazuya looks the same as always, except that he's wearing an overly expensive suit instead of his school uniform. Nat, on the other hand, looks astonishing. Her deep necklace takes a hold of sight, leading me down to paths dark and dreary. I'm not sure if that dress is even legal for the dance. It's almost like she's not wearing anything at all. A complete mismatch to Kazuya's modest and regal attire. Well, I'll leave you all to it. Bernark? Sorry. I'm gonna get something from my room. Mom coldly walks down the hallway back to her room. She's absolutely nonplussed about Nat's presence in the house. Nothing I can do about that now. After all, she's only here because Kazuya offered to give me and the others a lift to the dance. I internally sigh as I put on my best host face. Hey, you guys. I see you finally made it. Of course, I need to make sure we got here on time so we can get to the dance before it starts. You're gonna love Kaz's car, Bernard. It's way past cool. Super fast, too. Nat punctuates this exclamation with a bright smile and an adrenaline junkie. In kind, Kazuya places a hand on her shoulder and gingerly pulls her close. Fast, huh? What can I say? I love to play it fast and loose. Nah, not in the man's house. Feeling the urge to facepalm, I look over at Sari and see her giving a very justified eye roll with Finn patting on her on the knee. Alright, Nat, why don't we take it down a notch? Do you ever? This is almost like fucking. I don't know if you guys know this, but like I remember, was it about a year or two ago that Miley Cyrus went to some sort of event with her. It was like boyfriend or husband, and they were taking pictures, paparazzi, and all that. And she went and turned and stuck her tongue out in a very inappropriate way. And they say that if you look at the video feed and you can read her husband's lips saying, "Can you ever just act normal for once or act appropriate?" This is what this is. This is what it reminds me of. Us guys, I'm only messing around. No need to have a stick up your ass. Anyway, how are you guys feeling? Ready to go? Well, I'm feeling pretty good. How about you, Finn? Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good as well. Ready to have fun with my friends. And you? Oh wait, that's the legendary Finn. Finn, this is Natsuki. Look at you. I'm so glad to see Sari landed herself a boyfriend. Babe, this is Finn. Have you seen him around school? I can't say that I have, Nat. However, it's nice to meet you, Finn. Likewise. Also, I'm not surprised that you haven't seen a lot of me. I just transferred here this semester, after all. Who cares? Don't mind her. She can be a bit abrasive. Yeah, I'm just pulling your leg. Tell us about you. Natsuki head over to Finn as he regales them about his life during the past 2 months. Her movements are odd and unnatural, as if only purpose was to entice any onlookers such as myself. She laughs with her entire body, conveniently bending over and giving me an unadulterated view of her big bubble butt stretching out of the fabric of her suggestive dress. A view that I would love to appreciate if it wasn't for the fear of catching the ire of both Kazuya and Sayori. I resist the temptation to look at Nat takes the spotlight in the room with her bombardment of questions for Finn. Hey there, kids. Are you all ready to have a good night on the town? Everyone stops in their tracks as we turn around to locate the source of this voice. Coming around the corner, I see Mom emerge from her room with someone behind her. That's someone being Dad. Oh my gosh, guys, this is like the this. I don't know if it sounds, but it's Walter White, but black. He's gonna shaved head and the goatee. This dude is gonna start fucking cooking meth. This is Mr. White, guys. This is he's gonna he's. I love this. Dad, what are you doing home so early? Oh my gosh, that's another good thing. He should be going off on him too about this very inappropriate and immoral thing that MC's up to. He's the father as well. He has a responsibility to say something too. I lunched out my seat to give my dad a solar bear hug. Took time off tonight to get home early. I wanted to see my son looking sharp in his fancy new suit. I'm guessing this is something you went to get, Mom. This is the something you went to get, Mom? Maybe, maybe not. Hey, Unc. Long time no see. Hello there, Sarah. You look very lovely this evening. See, Sarah, everyone's saying the same thing. Finn, I don't think I've met you before. Finn bolts up from the couch, standing to shake the father's hand. Finn, sir. My name is Finn, Sari's boyfriend. Oh, Sari's boyfriend, huh? Dad shoots me a glance that was worth a thousand lectures. Well, good to meet you. I trust you're taking good care of her. Yes, sir. Wouldn't dream of laying a finger on her, and I'll make sure no one else does the same. Good to hear. After all, Sarah's like a daughter to us. What about you two over there? I look over to Kazuya and Nat, who's now tensely standing behind Kazuya like a brilliant shield. Well, sir, my name is Kazuya. I go to school with Sayori, Finn, and Brunnerk. And the lady hiding behind me is Natsuki. Oh, you're Natsuki. I've heard about you before. Nice to finally have a face to go along with the name. Well, it's nice to meet you too, sir. She's hiding from trauma because her father's abusive. She's associating this father with bad memories. Is that what's happening here? Because she can't know that the parents obviously know that about this whole affair. Say, son, can I have a word with you and your mom for a bit? Oh, sure, Dad. Excuse us for a second, everyone. My parents then quietly make their way to the kitchen with me in tow. So what's up, Dad? Your mom told me about this Natsuki girl, what happened the other day. Oh, yeah, she did. I have to admit, son, it was a pretty knucklehead thing to do. Also, by the looks of that guy she's dating, he'd definitely mess you up if he ever found out. This is a pretty dangerous game you're playing. Not to mention incredibly gross and irresponsible. I raised you better than that. We raised you better than that. Be that as it may, we know you're an adult now and are allowed to make your own decisions, no matter how dumb they may be. Just be smart about things, okay? And don't be afraid to come to us for help. I enjoy the fact that there's a possibility of like, yes, I accept the fact that I cannot physically stop you, but I need to do everything as a parent to encourage you not to do this. And I think a punishment is just a simple and effective way to show that. Because for some reason he just does not get that there is actual punishments and consequences for his actions, and a way to show that is through punishments. You do something wrong, something bad happens to you. This is the type of idea. And that's what you do when you show those punishments. That's just raising a child 101. If you just let them get away with things, you're going to have them do horrible things. I get it, you can't force them to. I'm not saying try to force them to be better, but teach them to be better. There are ways to show him how horrible he's being to help convince him. And if he really isn't, uh you can keep going. I don't know. My parents were much more strict on me. So the whole idea of like always trying to be more lenient and more of that, I enjoy that as in a sense that I don't want to be punished for bad things, but I rarely do horrible things because my childhood was ridiculed with punishments like that, where if you did something wrong, it was, why is that wrong? Let's go into that. This is why it's wrong. It's not just it's wrong because you're going to get punished. It's wrong because of these reasons. And to help insinuate that, yes, there will be a punishment because we want to discourage you from doing this. And as long as you live under our house, there will be certain rules, like don't be a bad person. That's just my 2 cents. Of course, my boy. One more thing, by the way. Dad steps up to me and leans in while placing a hand on my shoulder. Why does everyone keep doing that? I heard you had sex with her in your room the other. Oh, is this literally going to be a fucking proud moment shit? Yes, it's true. Did you remember to use the condoms I got you? Yep, sure did. Was that ass Are you fucking. Very. Doing my name proud. He sticks up a fist for me to bump, which I righteously do. Thankfully, his body is positioned to seal his display of male bonding from mom. It's true. This is not the time, though. this because that's not the time to do that. The time to do that is when he realizes that what he's doing is wrong. If he can convince you that yes, I understand what I'm doing is wrong and I shouldn't do it, and I'm going to find and this is my plan to not do it anymore, then you can say, "Oh, well, was it us?" And be like, and that type of positive reinforcement. But you don't want to positively reinforce bad actions. I don't get that. I'll never understand doing that. I would never want to do that to my child. To positively reinforce a bad action would do the child disservice. And then get out with your friends. See you later. Good night. Stay away from the sewer rat. After, yep, you should. I mean, away with the living room. I hope you do. Face here, right off where I left him. Meanwhile, Kazoo and Nat have taken seats on the opposite couch while holding hands, leaving without anyone to hold mine. Everything all right, Brenner? Yeah, everything's all right. They just wanted me to tell me bye and to have fun. Must be nice to have such caring parents. Must be. Nat and Kazuya hands curiously squeeze each other's briefly. I'll be honest, I wouldn't trade them for the world. I clap my hands together, getting all the couples to lay eyes on me single Fry, who will sadly have to take charge. I'm the only one who isn't distracted after all. So I think it's time to get up out of here and do the dance. What do you guys think? I've been ready to go since we got here, bro. For sure. Then how about we head out to our ride? Reaching a consensus, everyone gets up from their respective seats and we all head out of the house. I'm more interested in the fact that this mother, in, she has such a passive aggressive way of showing how much she doesn't like what is happening outside of just telling him. Then, of course, yes, she blatantly says that this is wrong. Um, these parents need to be doing better, though. And maybe I'm just too young to understand the fluidity of like how you could possibly never stop them from doing those things. If your kid's that stubborn, sometimes you just need to let them fall and then be there for them to pick up the pieces. But I mean, objectively, I'm more worried about the fact that he doesn't seem to understand how wrong this is. He justifies it because he wants to date Natsuki. And if that was told, if they said, "Tell me what's going on. How are you feeling? Why are you doing this? Why do you justify that?" And his answer is, "Well, I want to see if I can make this work with Natsuki because I like her. I want to date her." I was like, "Okay, well, if that's the case, then you need to give her an ultimatum." And he's like, "Well, I don't want to do that because I'm scared she'll leave me for him." And I was like, "If you don't, you'll lose her anyway. You do you not understand that like you're more likely to lose her now than you are if you just give her an ultimatum? There's no point in postponing some dramatic inevitable. If she wants to be with you, that's great. If she doesn't, that's her choice. You need to bring this choice up to the forefront because this is wrong. This is her stringing either you or Kazuya along, and it's fucked up." Our ride. Ooh, jeez. I can say that's a lot fancier than anything I've ever gotten into. I have a question. How are we going to fit in this thing? Well, Nat takes the passenger seat, so there's that. The back seats two people comfortably, but can sit three people if they squeeze together. Sari Finn squeeze me in with their overwhelming stares. Good thing I'm skinny. Everyone starts stepping into the car. However, Kazuya places his hand on my shoulder, keeping me in place. Man, I just stopped feeling that shoulder pulsate this morning. Look, Kazuya, I'm sorry. Huh? His hand lifts from my shoulder and goes into one of his shallow dress hand pockets. I, it was out of line, me threatening you. It was out of line. He hunches over, the hard shadows of the night covering his eye in darkness. Hey man, don't worry about it. I get where you're coming from. It may come from a place that makes sense, but it doesn't justify it. Threatening violence, fucking Kazuya. I was talking about that when it happened. I was saying that that's wrong, and Kazuya is the man. Fucking yes, I want good things for Kazuya. If I could go there and give him a fucking high five, I totally would. I'd give him a fist bump. I'd tell him that he's the shit. I'd tell him to leave Natsuki because Natsuki is a sewer rat that doesn't deserve him. This guy is good. He's a good man. He's not perfect because he does threaten violence, but he understands that that's wrong and apologizes for it later. That is so damn good. Fucking, I am all on board because he's my favorite character, and I don't want anything horrible to happen to him. This is the man right here. Fuck everyone else. Everyone else can have horrible things happen to him. I don't care, except for Sari. Sari's morally ambiguous right now, and Fen seems about the same. But Kazuya's my boy. I'm all for it. Don't worry about it. Unacceptable. What brought this on, if you don't mind me asking? When I went to pick up Nat on my way here, I had a brief encounter with her father. Huh, yeah, meeting the parents, huh? I've never felt more tense in my life. Scary guy? Scary enough. Maybe reconsider how I treated you. Well, it's fine. The overbearing guilt of the situation is impossible to keep under wraps, but I've learned anything in these 2 weeks is that I can pull off the impossible. Are you fucking kidding me? Because I still have my suspicions, of course. He stands straight, peeking at Natsuki chatting with Fen and Sari in the car. You tell me if you were doing something right, Bernark. Well, actually, no, I'm not stupid. I know you wouldn't. And in any case, it's her responsibility to tell me, so I'd rather hear it from her. Wouldn't you? I stare at him dumbfoundedly, unable to really get a read of his mood. I guess? Ha! I guess, he says. Let's have the night of our lives, shall we? Yeah. With that, we both climb into Kazu's car and depart for the dance. That was the time to say something, and you should have said something. I still would have been like, hey, what is happening? Is this like a cutscene? Oh my gosh. What the fuck? Natsuki is a sewer rat. Man deserves better. Yes, he does. This is like a fucking cutscene. Okay. That's kind of cool though. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I'm all for that. I would want to dance with Kazuya. Dance with Kazuya. Dance with Kazuya. Fuck Natsuki. Kazuya deserves to have a dance. If I were there, I would totally dance with Kazuya. I don't care. That's man deserves better. Is this a recreation of the events because it's so inappropriate? If I did the uncensored version, would there be like a whole actual scene, or what would be happening? I have no idea. Oh no. What? Did he get confirmation? Something happened on his home life? Fucking Natsuki. Cheated what? This is okay. I will say this is an amazing animatic. Amazing animatic. I'm all for it. I don't know who they got for this, but this is an amazing animatic. Um, so the artist that they got for this is absolutely amazing. I wish that we could put this on fucking the DokuTuber Awards. Um, I mean, we'll put on the people reacting to it because that's the YouTube version. But this is just amazing. I'm genuinely impressed with this because I mean, there's realization that a lot of this stuff is still done for very cheap. This isn't a very I don't know how much money they actually did put into all of this stuff. I wouldn't know, but making with DDLC mod specifically is done generally out of love for the source material and the fact that you can freely do that. It's possible. So I feel like that's just impressive and it's amazing, and no one can convince me otherwise. And yeah, that's why he left early. Oh, is his sister? Oh, so it's not that he found out. Okay, we can't have that solution yet. Is his sister okay? Well, he left, so it must be a little serious. Right, right. I'll be honest, though. Because you and I haven't been doing so hot lately. The memories of walks and adventures pass whisper through the air, finding shelter within our minds. I wonder why. But Nick, I don't like where you're going with this. Do you think he can sense the presence of another man, like a leftover stench? Because he's been on my trail for a while. Her hot headedness burns the memories away. They took up too much space after all. Whatever. Some memories, however, find themselves stuck in the crevices of a corrupted treasure trove. I would be like, so do you just not care? Is that where we're at right now? Look, no, you need to just listen to me and accept that this is messed up. You need to make a choice because to do this is wrong. Do you like Sayori now knows, my parents now know, and it's horrible. And I should have, you should have just told Kazuo right then and there. That would have been a good time to just rip the band-aid off because he gave you the opportunity to. You shouldn't have even done this in the first place, but if you are in that situation, you should come clean because eventually it just will. You can't keep this up forever. What are you gonna do? Are they gonna get fucking married and then you're just always gonna be fucking her on the side for the rest of your life? Is that all you're gonna be for the rest of your life? Is that your aspirations? That would have been a really good. That would have been a really good argument that the parents should have made when talking to him about how fucked up this is. So memories. Okay, I don't want to lose him. The crunch of my heart, like autumn leaves, filled my soles. He's hot. I wouldn't want to lose him either. You don't have to say that through gritted teeth. Beggars can't be choosers. I'm not a beggar. I'm a chooser. No, you're not. That's literally the opposite of what you are. You're not choosing. You to choose would be to choose one. You're just saying I'll have everything. I'm going to string everyone. I'm going to beg for attention like a whore. And that's a mean word to use, but I feel like I'm using it accurately here. So no, I don't think that that's whatever. Feeling pity on her soul, I take on her blazer and give it to her to wear. Jacket's kind of light, doesn't warm me up much. I throw a questioning look on her way, which she immediately catches. But thanks anyway, very gentlemanly. You're welcome. My mom raised me right, you know. Oh, really? Really? You wouldn't be in this situation if that were true, you dumbass. The same mom that banished me from your house, right? Yep, same mom. She shakes her head and lets out a sigh that lasts for too long, immediately chewing up all the scenery. Hey, I mean, you have to understand where she's coming from. I do understand where she's coming from, and I don't blame her. You don't? Nah, we did things that are not super kosher, and I did those things with our son. Yikes. Yikes indeed. I guess your house is a no-go, huh? Yeah, no more shenanigans at my place. Sad. I guess we have to use my place. Ha, yeah, I have a death wish. If I have a death wish. You're using it right, man. She's being one, and she knows it, but she doesn't care. I know. That's the thing. She doesn't care. This is a problem. If you're ever in life and the responses you get indicate that she just doesn't care, that's more than a red flag. That just means she doesn't value you or value the people that get hurt by her actions. To say whatever about it, people saying whatever means that they don't care about the consequences. They don't care about the problem. They care about what they can get out of it, which for her is attention and dick and attention and good moral standing with her father, because if she says she's dating a person who is of high standing in the school, maybe he won't beat on her as much. But this is all so fucked. We giggle and she suddenly bumps into me, trying to get the attention she already has. So, how was the dance? You were there. But how was the dance for you? You were there. Don't be a smartass. It's not a good look on you. Everything's a good look on me. I don't know what you're talking about. She swats my arm, reminding me of who built the platform I'm standing on. Fine, fine. The dance was fun. It was kind of sad that I had no one to be all romantic with, but I dealt with it. What about you? I'm not gonna lie, the dance was pretty great. Yeah? Bro, I was like. She stares out into the moon, being lit by its miraculous glow. Its cool waves wash over her, almost relaxing her burning disposition. Every dance I went to before was. They were sad. I'd be lying if I said I enjoyed them. It was like I would spend a month trying to convince my dad, no matter how hard that process was. Then I'd get there and I'd have the worst time of my life. Have you ever been best friends with a punch bowl, Brunnerk? No. Makes me want to give her the cold slap of reality in a private room. But violence isn't the answer. And Kazuya was all on it. He was like, violence is not the answer. Kazuya's my boy. Like, we were on the same page. And it makes me hate everyone else so much more because everyone else, even in their inaction, is screwing him over so much. Well, me and Punchy have a long history of spinning dances alone together. He's a very good dancer, knew how to dance his way around my throat. Was that an innuendo? Totally. Nice. Tonight, though, it was great, almost perfect. Well, I'm glad you feel that way. Don't be sad that you had no one to be all romantic with. I've been there. My eyebrows raised for a moment, acknowledging what she said, but not really registering it. And if it was up to me, I would have totally been all romantic with you. Wow, you're so generous, bestowing me the charity of the thought of your love. Bernard, come on, stop being a smartass. I'm glad that he points out that manipulation. That's just such bullshit. The cool light of the moon finds its way onto me, putting me at ease from her banter. It's a lot of talk, Nat. Talk I appreciate, but talk nonetheless. Nat's first clenches for a moment, floating out in the air. Her fist weakens, however, as she instead opts to hug my arm and cling close to me. You're right. I'm sorry. Not physically, just makes me want to yell at her and tell her when and where she's wrong after having enough. I know. I want to tell her how fuck. I want to tell both of them how fucked this is, and I'm telling you guys how it is as a way to cope with just how fucking just horrible it is. This is bullshit. I hate this. Um, don't apologize. I'm sticking around for a reason, right? What's the reason? I don't know the specific one. Come on, tell me, please. I want to know. Well, I know you like me, and I know I like you. It's simple, but it's comforting. She talks to me a lot and goes out of her way to do it, so she has to like me to some extent, right? I like you to a big extent. I just, it's so hard to show you sometimes. That's why I try texting and calling you all the time. I want you to know that I like you. Whoa. What? Sorry, I'm just not used to the whole I don't like you or anything, the dummy routine you usually put on. Seriously? Her grip around my arm becomes so tight that I'm convinced she's trying to tear it away. What do you call me having sex with you and kissing you and letting you touch me? Do you think that was being a tsundere or something? I I like you. Do you get the message? I get the message. I like you too. Why? Why? At a certain point, like, maybe I'm just too mature to understand that. Maybe if I was in middle school, I would have been like, oh yeah, it makes sense because pussy. But also, like, she's being horrible to you. She's being horrible to the person she's supposed to be in love with. She's being horrible to these people. She has no regard for the feelings and emotions of anyone around her. She is more than happy to put on a facade to hurt others as long as she gets what she wants. That's all she cares about, and it's fucked. And she'll get caught, and she'll act like she really does have a heart, and she'll hate that she got caught. That's what she'll be mad about. Not that what she did was wrong, because she'll never understand why it's wrong, because all she cares about is herself. And I don't know if anything's ever going to tell her that. Nothing's ever going to help her understand that, even when the social, because she's gonna wall up. She's gonna try to defend her actions like she has a right to be an adulterous whore, and try to move on. And this is just literal trash. Like what, sewer rat? She's literal trash. She's a trash person. She's for the streets, and any person with common sense would look at her and say, "I do not want to associate with you." I don't know. There's a lot of things that I'm acceptable with people. I try to be open-minded and try to talk to people about being better. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, but I just can't with cheating. And it's because that's a very personal or a very close to home issue. Luckily, I have not, to my recollection, have been cheated on, I'm sure it's possible it could have happened, but I'd like to think that it didn't. Um, but that's like the difference between Voldemort and Umbridge and Harry Potter. Yeah, there are worse things that people could be doing. There are villains out there that do many worse things, and you don't like them for that, but it's like an objective evil. It's like, yeah, that's wrong, but you can't relate to someone committing mass genocide. What you can relate to is someone cheating on you. You can relate to betrayal much more, and it hurts you much more. So I hate Natsuki much more than I would hate an actual villain here. Um, uh, I would still probably talk to someone who did admit to cheating just because I would want to pick their brain on why they think it was okay for them to do what they did. Because I'm always interested in that. If I ever have the chance to talk to someone who's done something wrong, I love trying to figure out why. For to an extent, I think that that's something that I find intriguing. It's like, yeah, but you did something horrible. Do you not understand how horrible that is? Where did you fuck up in childhood? Like, I don't know. Like me or love me. Look, I'll tell you this, Natsuki. There's no way in hell that you could ever claim that you love this MC. Because if you loved him, you would make a choice. Love is painful, and love is difficult. Love is making the choice. If she says that she loves you, that is an obvious lie. The once cold waves begin to freeze in mean places in my mind. It runs a million thoughts per minute. Natsuki has never been so verbally direct with me before, but I don't know. Her actions still make her intentions unclear, but maybe I can be direct too and resolve this. Wait. Is that even the right thing to do to her right now? She's still. But I can't miss my chance. I like you. Love you. Or something. I cringe at myself, ashamed at how little I was able to muster. Her head flicks back, focusing on what lies ahead. I like you, love you, or something too. Well, I guess that she's something because something else is true. I don't. She likes you. She likes the attention you give her. She likes feeling gratification. Um, but it's about her. It's not about you. This is so fucked. The world around me fills out as if I could see everything in front of me, behind me, next to me. Everything. Her face warmly glows. She stands out like she always does, even when she hid in a closet tucked away in the back. With her thumb, she points to a large house across the street, telling me that it's hers. Well, this was fun, Nat. Why's the fun gotta stop, Senpai? Because my house is off limits? Well, it's not like I live in a cardboard box. My head slowly turns until the realization finally clicks and I snap back in a second. What about your dad? We'll improvise. Is your dad even the kind of person we can improvise around? You act like you know him better than me. Now, come on, stop being a pussy. She grabs me by the hand and tries to pull me towards the house, but I stay completely still. Senpai, come on. Let me take the knife. Let's make the knife Only if you stop calling me senpai. Deal. I put my body in her hands as she drags me towards her house. The nasal creak of the door shakes me to the bone. Every muscle I have is clenched as tightly as possible, hoping against hope to maintain control in this unpredictable situation. I mean, we can talk about the one father that takes pictures of his naked daughter as a little girl. I know how. That's how I feel about it too. It makes me real uncomfy. Like, it makes me think about it too much to the point where I'm hesitant about pursuing a relationship. It is. Relationships are built on trust, and how people act and treat you is trust. That's. Don't be afraid of a relationship. Just be smart. Don't be a dumbass. That's. I know that's very blunt, but like, if you have the sense to be like, obviously, what she's saying, what she's doing is weird. That should be a key thing to note. Just don't get blinded. Don't get blindsided. Just be open to the fact that even though you like them and find them attractive, that they could still be very bad until you can learn to trust them. I can get that anime. I don't need that. I don't need some anime about a guy taking pictures of his naked daughter. I don't need that in my life. I'm so good. The whole point of me saying that there's evil that you can't relate to is to say that cheating and adultery is relatable more. I'm not saying it's the most evil thing you can do. It's the most evil social thing you can do. It's a social evil. It's a relatable evil. Most people can relate to that, so it makes you feel more passionate with how angry it makes you. This is not my plea for worse. I've seen worse. I'm so okay. I do not need any. I'm good. Yeah. Every muscle I have is clenched as tightly as possible, hoping against hope to maintain control in this unpredictableness. You want to know something? It doesn't show. It always about this girl falling in love with the guy after turning into a zombie. Okay. Darkness is all I can see. The only light coming from the faint, flickering glows of the room is that right ahead. Oh my gosh, a wild breed has arrived. There was a barely audible murmur slithering through the home, also coming from the same room. She turns to me and tells me to keep quiet, her light body much more fitting for the upcoming stealth situation. You good? I'm alive. Tiptoeing through the maze of carelessly strewn about dress shoes, she reaches the only room that's active in the house. She steps in, and surprisingly, I hear her foot stomp down loudly on the carpeted floor. Really, Dad? I tiptoe through the corridor to check on her without drawing much attention to myself, somehow making it to the room's doorway. The sound from the TV became far more clear from the distance, the persistent droning of static dead air. I walk into the room, my curiosity getting the best of me. Natsuki flings her high heels across the space as I finally set eyes on what's going on. I'm met with the view that's entirely new to me. A relatively young man with an odd hue of hair that I can't exactly make out in the dark is strewn away on the crummy couch, a beer bottle with the label faded away loosely hanging on his hand. I can see a lone case wide open on the floor. Must have must have been for the tape that was finished long ago. VHS? Who the hell still watches VHS tapes? I'm shocked it hasn't worn out by now, considering how many always gets stuck in the past. His head seems to be waving in nonsensical patterns, almost like the barely tight necktie around his stained collar is choking him. Incomprehensible slurs begin to gather around, his lost eyes finding his daughter when she moves closer to him. Natsuki. Oh, baby? What? Hey, Papa. I stand alert, ready to move at a second's notice. She slouches over, limp or like a dead body standing over her father's own. Oh, look at you. You look just like your mama. I sigh. A sigh that escapes her is the only sigh of life that she shows. You said that before I left. Hmm. The attempt to, speech dissolves into dissipated slurs once again. Alright. Yo, help me take this lump to bed. Do what now? Relax, dude. He doesn't even know you're here. Keshua. Natsuki attempts to throw a punch as limp as his body in my direction. It'd be kind of funny if it wasn't too depressing to watch. You lay your filthy. Shut up, Dad. I'm your father. Don't you dare. A stray hiccup puts a stop to his attempted monologue. He limps back on the couch, barely moving. Come on, Papa. Let's get you up to your room. Mm, don't you want to sleep? Okay. Her tone of voice is soft, barely louder than a whisper. She flings his drooping arm over her shoulder, and small pieces of vomit land on her. Ugh. She stares at me while I stand frozen, scared to even make a move. What, are you just gonna stand there? Help me out. Are you sure? No, Miss 50 Kilos here can carry this fully grown man over on her own. I fling his other arm over my shoulder. Thankfully, I'm spared from any vomit particles landing on me. We drag him through the room and start climbing the stairs with his barely conscious body. I get lost in thought as I wonder how the hell I ended up here. If I keep this up, I'll probably ask that question 100 times over. I snap back to reality, trying to ignore the gravity of the situation. I turn my head, hoping to tell some joke to Natsuki, hoping to lighten the mood. Fear boils my blood as I instead met with the widened eyes of a man who barely has any grip on his surroundings. You look different. You're thinner and darker. Don't worry about it, Dad. Once you reach his room, she kicks the door open and a screw from the door hinges falls to the floor. I follow Natsuki's lead and gently lay the practically dead corpse that is her father on the bed. She takes the scattered coverings and places them on her dad, tucking him in. I love you, Natsuki. Good night, Papa. She yawns and inches her head, making her way out of the room, not giving any much thought. All the while, I'm still barely processing what I just witnessed. He's laying there, dead asleep, and I'm casually standing over him. This is the man that beat her, that caused her so much distress. Hey, I'm taking a shower, okay? Yeah, I'll leave. Who said you were leaving? Don't you want to come in the shower with me? Uh, the proposition flies over my head. I don't think I'll get any cleaner in there. You're lost. Wait in my room, okay, stud? Mm-hmm. I walk out of the room and close the door as gently as possible. I hear Natsuki shut the bathroom door from across the hall. Oh my. Settling on the room with the most pink on the walls, I lay on her bed. I take off my shoes, however, each kick causes me undue pain as her plastic bed frame keeps hitting my head. The Parfait Girl's coverings strike me as obvious, yet still somehow feel out of place. I try to stretch my legs, but I find that if I do, they hang off the edge of the bed frame. Finding a comfortable way to lie down proves to be impossible, so I settle on just sitting with my back to the wall. To my surprise, I find her box sets of manga placed under her dresser. When did she move them out of the club? The stream of water coming from the shower comes to a stop. Sounds of footsteps are the only things I can hear besides my own heartbeat. Hey. Her towel drips with water, carelessly wetting her bedroom floor. Quickly, it drops to the ground, revealing her glistening bare body. I wonder what the censorship's going to be this time. The things we do for love. This is not love. I don't know what your twisted sense of love is, but this is so not love. From the window to the wall to the sweat that drops down my balls. Dota Triple Trouble originally had more people working on it. Remember how this was supposed to come out in March of 2023? It didn't because of them. They want nothing to do with this. We replaced basically everything. Shout out to the haters. Hope you've had enjoyed this so far. Are you going to stream on the weekend? Maybe. Wait, better question. Wait, so many people originally were a part of this, making this, then decided they didn't want to be a part of it anymore, and they actually had to replace assets for this game because of that. I'm very interested in that actually. Hold on. So what we're saying is that I mean, what? Yeah, what? I don't know how you get into like I don't know how you get into a situation to make a project and then learn about the not safe for work stuff afterwards and then say you don't want to like how did that even happen realistically? Like what type of like shenanigans are being pulled that they did not know what they were getting into when they started this? Like I feel like a lot of this stuff should have been upfront. Why did they agree to be a part of the project if they didn't know about the not safe for work? Unless, oh, maybe it's about this the fact that Jay Cool and some of those people are part of like Savage's Discord server and have been a part of some of those controversies. Jay Cool is not like that though. I know that they're friends though, but I don't guilty by association, I guess. Goodness gracious. If that's the reason, that's super fucked. Judge a person by their actions. If they've done something personally wrong, then I get that. But at this point, I also don't care. This is the internet, baby. I don't give a shit what anyone generally does because it's the internet. None of it really matters at the end of the day. If there's anything that I've learned in the past 3 years of doing this, is that nothing on the internet matters anymore. People do worse, so much worse on the internet, and no one gives a shit. People just move on. But man, that's sad. I don't know if I should keep going. I don't know. Like I last time I stopped when I made it to the next the first spicy scene. Now we made it to the second spicy scene. See how far are we? We're only 30. We've gotten so like last time I was like around 50%. Now we're at 30%. Nothing is being played. That's true. There is no music here. Um, I will save here at least. Um, and I guess I'll return to this on another day. Um, I think this is a good place to stop as any. I guess we'll go 15% at a time. With our story here. I might be here tomorrow if you're streaming. Yeah, yeah. I might stream tomorrow sometime at night or something like that. Things like that. But it's like midnight. I feel like that's a reasonable time to head off. Um, it's interesting. It's interesting. It's just like nothing new has transpired for me. The only new thing I've learned here is that Finn is a character, and I've met the dad character. But I mean, I've learned that Kazuya has family, and there's something medically wrong with that. I've learned that Kazuya is like the man. I'm all for Kazuya. I'm all for this guy. There's great development there, but we still don't really understand fully what the intentions are of our main characters. And it's because they're being young and stupid. They want to be together, but Natsuki doesn't want to lose anything. Almost like a hoarder, she doesn't want to give up all the perks that come with dating Kazuya, whatever that may be. I mean, it could be money, it could be social stance, it could be just the fact that she could just think to herself there could be a potential future betterment that I miss out on, that she misses out on, that she misses out on, um, because uh, she leaves him. She doesn't want to make the decision because the decision will have consequences. To break up with someone means that you won't be with them anymore. Are you okay with that? I don't know. So there's obviously trauma there that's going to excuse or help you understand why she's acting the way she is. But the interesting point here is that no one sat down and asked, what is your end goal here? Do you just want to keep doing this forever? Is that your plan? Are you that naive? I mean, are you genuinely that naive to think that way, right? So I did hit save, right? Yeah. Let's go back to the menu. Scroll for history. Confirm? Quick menu. Oh, that's Q me. Oh, I meant main menu. I like the music. It's good. But I will probably hit the quit for now, just because I just find it interesting. Okay, um, that Natsuki here doesn't act like any Natsuki that I know. This is a unique interpretation of her character, for the story, and she's despicable, absolutely despicable as a character, and I don't know where they're heading here. I would assume that this is going to be a story of morals, of the fact that doing this is wrong, and when you do things that are just so wrong like this, it will not get you what you want in life. Um, and generally, you shouldn't even be wanting to date someone like Natsuki that's being so horrible. There's a lot of lessons to be learned here, relationship wise, and they're all on what not to do here. Hopefully, people are taking that under advisement. It's very dramatic, very gripping. I want to see more because I want to see actual conflict on his end because it's tasted it. They've tasted this conflict. The consequences of them doing things that are just generally wrong, and we haven't gotten to that point in the story where they really face the consequences of their actions, or at least come face to face with the fact that what they're doing is so horribly wrong. No one's truly made them see that, in my opinion. They just kind of accept it like a fact. Like, yeah, I understand objectively that this is wrong, but that just doesn't mean anything to me because I don't understand what that actually means. I am so inconsiderate and am literal human garbage that I would rather um, have the potential to date someone, even if that meant being absolutely despicable towards another human being. I mean, the way they have treated Kazuya is absolutely detestable. I am really, really unhappy with how they've treated him and how no one, not a single soul, has told him to be more considerate towards him. I mean, they say, yes, objectively it is wrong to do that, but he obviously doesn't understand what that actually means. I mean, they should give him an example. They should make him actually sit there and put himself in Kazuya's shoes. And if he can't understand that, then he needs to be told that he's a horrible person. Because if nothing else works, he needs to come with the blatant statement that you're not a good person. That I know that's going to hurt for you to hear because it's true. that you're a bad person. Do you understand that? You're bad. That you're detestable. You're horrible. And I've tried everything to help you understand how horrible it is what you're doing, and you just don't care. So for whatever reason, whatever things happen in your life, you decided that what you care about, your stupid lust, needs, and greed is more important than anything else. And I promise you that no matter what you do in life, if your only goals is your lust and your greed, it will lead you absolutely nowhere. You will be at the bottom of the fucking barrel, worse than Carl. You will be left with nothing, and the only person you'll ever have to blame that's actually at fault is yourself. At that age, at so young, you have the choice to make difficult choices. You have the ability to make difficult choices that will either better or worsen your life, and you have to be competent enough to make the right choice. But no one's giving him that push. They're just telling him it's wrong. Put some actual words behind it. Put some meaning into it. He needs to feel more than just guilty every time that this shit happens. He needs to feel guilt. He needs to, every time he looks at Natsuki, he should feel, yes, he's going to feel it less, but he should also feel awful. And that should push him to do the right thing, which is to give her a damn ultimatum to either leave him or to leave Kazuya. One or the other. You can't just have both. It is your choice. But until you make that choice, we can't keep doing this because that's wrong. It's wrong on so many levels. It's wrong to do that to anyone. And he's too cowardly, too worried about what he wants to even consider other people. He will lose everything if he does not make a change, and soon. Because Sayori, Finn, Monica, Yuri, everyone in his life is just gonna fucking abandon him. His parents will not be able to defend him anymore. They're not taking this serious enough. I don't know why his parents aren't taking this serious enough, but they aren't. Just because he's 18 does not give uh, them this excuse of just you're 18, so you can just do whatever you want. They live in your house. You can set rules, okay, and more rules than just she isn't allowed to be here. Rules such as if you're going to be a bad person, you don't get privileges. They are not taking it seriously enough, especially the father. It's not a knucklehead decision, it's a deplorable thing to do. And if he doesn't get that now, he'll only continue to do bad things in the future. This is just the start of his entire life of bad decisions that are all entirely based on what he wants. There are lessons to be learned here, and I hope this mod takes the opportunity to show that. Because from talking to Jake Quillen and working with him on the awards, he is a very intelligent person, and he has a really good rap on like the moralities of right and wrongs for different situations like this. So I'm assuming that we're going to get into some of that because everyone here is not doing enough to actually cause betterment. To excuse your child's actions as in they're an adult is horseshit. As a parent, no matter how old your child is, you have a diligence to try to talk to them about that. If they want to ignore you, then that's their choice. You can't force them to do anything, but you need to take every opportunity you can to ensure that they understand what's right and wrong. Make sure, I mean, if he's living in your house, he has to listen to you. It's not like he's out living somewhere else. At that point, if he had moved out, then I could say, well, sure, you can't control what he does. But he's still living under your house. He's still in school. So he needs to learn these things before going out into the real world because he's going to screw himself over. It's just going to get worse and worse for him. They absolutely have the power to make change in his life. I hope that my parents never just give up on my decisions, poor or wise, just because I am an adult and can make my own decisions. Okay? No, I want them to be there to persistently try to educate me and guide me as best as they can, because that's their damn job. As a parent, that's what they're supposed to be doing, even if I don't like it. And if I want to be a fool and discredit anything they say, then that's my own choice. But I hope to I hope that they would still put everything they can into trying to tell me how horrible what I'm doing is doing. Not just a knucklehead decision, or not just it's immoral. Use strong words and emotions to convey how horrible this is. Let them know that even if they don't fully understand why it's wrong, that this is such a bad thing to do that it's caused this much turmoil, this much sadness, this much disgust and disappointment that he should never do it. There is an opportunity that they are missing out on, and it's going to lead to more trouble. Triple trouble. But yeah, if you're enjoying this mod so far, which I thoroughly am, I think these guys have absolutely made a beautiful story that thoroughly conveys emotions through me of anger and disgust with these characters' actions. Um, and I think only good writing can do that. So absolutely amazing writing, amazing tech. That animatic was beautiful. I thought we were going to have to sit through the entire the scene of the homecoming, and I was like, I wonder what that's going to happen because I'm assuming it's not just going to be a boring scene of just them small talking and being awkward. Um, and it was amazing. I actually thought that was really. I've never seen that in a mod. I've never seen that in a mod. I thought that was absolutely amazing. I'm all for it. I think they did an amazing job. Whoever they got to work on that's just awesome. This is not a critique on the writing. This isn't a bash at like Jake Quillen or the crew. These people did an amazing mod. I'm talking just from a story perspective and these characters' perspectives. What, as an audience member, we should hopefully be getting from this. And how I personally feel about this because I feel obviously strong emotions to ramble on like this so much. I feel so strongly about this because of this and that. Um, and I feel like if I'm going to if I'm going to play a mod, I'm going to tell you how I feel, reasonable or not, whatever. This is my review. It's very good. Story wise, this is how it's making me feel. This is what I'm thinking about. This is what's going through my mind. This is what separates my playthrough versus anyone else's playthrough because it's all the same content, right? I would love to one day talk to Jay Quillen about this mod, though. If I ever get the chance to make a video or something where I just get to pick his brain about uh, the story and what it means to him from a story perspective, like what's meant to be get out of this, what are these messages, these themes, see if they align with how I'm feeling about it, or if there's something that I've missed. Because there might be. I would love to if and I probably will eventually get the chance to. Because that would be a lot of fun. Because I mean, I know Jake Willen. He's uh, amazing guy. Worked with him before. He's just stellar stuff. So who knows? Uh, but that is just genuinely interesting, and we'll see. That's just an idea, though. He'd have to be willing to do it. I wouldn't want him to feel forced to. Um, but I would love to pick his brain about this story because it's just interesting to me. I don't. I could tell you what I think is. I could tell you as an author of my mods what I want my audience to get from those mods. Um, but I'd love to hear what his hopes are for an audience's perspective, not just out of enjoyment. Of course, obviously the main goal is just to have them enjoy it. But when making this mod, when writing the story, what is the goal? Um, what are we supposed to be feeling? What are these certain kind of key hues that we're supposed to be picking up on? Once we finish it, I'll see if I can ask Jake Quillen a couple questions like that and get back to you guys on it, maybe on a or something. I don't know. Either way, thank you all so much for watching. Brain surgery. I don't know if that would work. But thank you guys so much for watching. We'll definitely get back at this again, of course. Mess around with some more triple trouble and see what we can get through. Um, because you never know. You know, I'm finding it very fun to kind of play through this. I'm excited to see where it goes. Um, now that it's done, I wonder what Jake One's going to do next. I know before he kind of really put so much of this on like the front burner. He was doing other things like the Doki Docs episode one. Um, I wonder if he'll continue that or if he'll do something completely different. I know there was talks of maybe a Yuri oriented mod. Who knows? Um, but yeah, I think this is definitely solidifying Jake One as an amazing Doki tuber. Go subscribe. I think he's either right about to have, or has just hit 2,000 subscribers. So go there, subscribe to him, check out some of his content, uh, look into some of that. I mean, yeah, he's a great guy. I was just glad to have him on board. He was a great part of the DokuTuber Awards. One of my, I was so happy to have him on board for that. I hope that uh, if and when we get our 2023 DokuTuber Awards up and running, that maybe he'll make a return. Who knows? Uh, but it's all very exciting. Um, very exciting stuff. So either way, thank you so much for watching, and I'll leave you to it. Until next time. Blah.